Welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner brought to you by Fats Cafe. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo, and joining us today from the volleyball team is Coach Glenn Cox. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about last week for a few minutes. You lost a tough match against GRU Augusta, but definitely had some positives in it. Why did you think your team came up short against the Jaguars?
It was a really close match. If you look at points in the match, we really only lost the match by half a point overall. But it was we just did not play clean enough offensively. Didn't pass well enough overall as a group. Just I knew that our offensive numbers have to be a certain level for us to be successful against a good team, and GRU was playing real well, and they came out on top of us just barely, but we cleaned it up the next day.
Right.
We just need to be able to clean it up during the match and not have to wait till the following day.
Right.
So.
On a positive note, Monica Cardona tied her career high with 32 digs and had the second most in a four-set match against GRU. Can you talk to us about her performance overall?
Monica's just playing great. She is passing well. She's reading well. She is covering tips well. She's just, she is by far just one of the top liberos in all of Division II. And we're lucky enough to have her. So she works hard. She does a super job out there.
Alicia Hines, she had 9 blocks against the Jaguars. She's been playing much better this year than as a freshman. What do you attribute that to?
I think her spring last year was kind of her breakthrough. She really has, her blocking footwork has improved. Her volleyball IQ has improved. She's seeing the court better. She's a lot more effective offensively because she's able to, see the openings and attack the openings that she has. Court vision in volleyball is really one of the hardest things to teach. You've got to be able to track a ball moving through the air quickly, jump, time it perfectly, and see your blocker and see the defense and see what's open. That's basically, she's taking her game to the next level. That's a major step in most volleyball players' skill sets is whenever they get to that level where they can start seeing the court. And she's getting it, and she's young still too. So. And
I feel like additionally, she just brings this enthusiasm and passion out there every time she's running on the court.
Alicia went from being a quiet freshman to the loudest player on campus. And
it's fun.
It's a fun change. It's been fun to watch, and she definitely brings some energy out there when she hits the floor. So
it's very contagious. Even in the crowd, you can kind of feel that excitement.
No doubt.
A good surprise, Allie Johnson has overcome some injuries and played very well against GRU and then started on Saturday. What are your thoughts on her performances last weekend?
Allie rocked it out last weekend. She came back from an ankle sprain faster than you're really supposed to. She just really worked hard in the training room and, with Brandon and got back from, a rolled ankle and was back in the lineup practicing with us. And she had a pretty good practice, kind of went light and couldn't do much all week, but she had a real great week the week before. She really just stepped it up. She was also a huge spark plug for us as well. When she went out there, the energy level went up, and that's why we kept her there, is because she took a spot from somebody, and we're going to keep her out there until somebody takes it back.
Right.
So.
Now against Georgia College, it took not even an hour for y'all to defeat the Bobcats. What do you think was the biggest difference in Friday night and Saturday afternoon?
I don't really know. I wish I could bottle it up and sell it because, we really just clicked. I think us jumping out to a real quick run, I think it's more of a confidence thing. I think right now when we get tested and we don't think we should be tested, we're kind of freaking out and we start making mistakes. But whenever we jump on a team and really just pound on them, they didn't play as well as they can play. I've seen video on them and was actually quite worried. I was like, this team could be really good. They beat the team that made the Elite Eight from our region last year. They've got some good wins, and I've seen them play really well and clean. But hey, we caught them on an off day and we were on. So it's a good combination for us.
Now you switched up your lineup some on Saturday, and you said all season long that you have many players that could start. What does that say about your team, and what are your thoughts on those players?
Oh, well, I've got plenty of players that we just only have 15 subs.
Right.
There's a lot of things we could do if we had unlimited subs. that would make us even stronger than we are. We have to pick and choose who we put in and where, and it's a sequence to it. But I mean, we switched to a 6-2 on Saturday, and it worked pretty well. And we can. I mean, it kind of depends on who's hot, who's not. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the decision making of switching lineups around. But in practice, it's we've got a lot of people. We've got a team with a lot of depth, and they're pushing each other to get better. And if we can keep that positive energy going in the right direction, we'll be able to give to people a lot of different looks. It will be hard to scout because we do have people that can play that different spots and move people around. So it's a positive for us to have depth and be as good as we are in the spots that we are, and everybody's contributing and working hard in practice. So it's a good place to be.
Good, definitely. Now looking ahead to this weekend's matches, first Montevallo. What are your thoughts on the Falcons, as they are a very well coached team?
We always have they are very comparable to Augusta. I think they went 5. I mean, the match I scouted, I watched them playing Augusta in 5. So it's they're going to be very comparable to Augusta. They've even got I think they've got a couple of them. Somebody's got a lefty that we have to contend with again.
Is that harder to defend?
It is. Yeah, playing against a lefty is a little bit different. Lining up with them to try and block them, you line up with their left shoulder, and you usually line up. You spend 90% of your time lining up with people's right shoulders to block them, and
just adjustment.
It's just a little bit of adjustment to the right that you have to make when you're playing lefties. A versatile lefty though is really dangerous because they'll turn the ball and you're going, whew, it's just weird. But no, Montevallo is a very scrappy team, good ball control. They always play well at home. We'll just have to go in there and click, and if we can play like we played on Saturday, we can take care of business quickly. If we decide to play a little bit sloppy, we can be in a war. So that's what it comes down to.
Now you also will be traveling to Columbus State Saturday, and that's always a tough place to play. What will your team need to do to win both contests?
We got to show up and play our A game. We have to pass well. Our passing really puts us in system and serve receive. If we can get in system and serve receive consistently, we'll be hard to beat because we'll get some digs. We've got great defenders, and we will pick up some balls and have a lot of control. If we can get the ball to our quarterback and let our setters run the show and be deceptive by doing so, but you have to pass well to be so deceptive. That makes life a lot easier. But Columbus has got some size. They're a big team. They also always play well at home. So if we show up, we'll be fine.
And as you've mentioned, this region is just truly up in the air right now. Like, y'all just beat Georgia College. They beat top 20 Wingate. Armstrong State has lost a couple of matches, but it's always good. Flagler and Lander look to be tough. How good is the Peach Belt Conference, in your opinion?
Top to bottom, it's pretty strong. I feel like our league is really strong. The Peach Belt is really strong this year. And it's kind of one of those any given day who shows up and plays type of leagues right now. Francis Marion showed us that and handed us our first loss, last weekend. And, everybody is going to elevate their game to play the top teams in the league. So, we just have to go out there and be consistent, mentally consistent more than anything else.
As you mentioned, Francis Marion took the win against y'all, but on Tuesday you'll face them again for the second time already. What will you need to do in order to have a split with them?
We just have to play cleaner than we did. We made way too many unforced errors. We missed too many serves. We hit too many balls out. We struggled in serve receive. That's what usually the difference in all these matches in our league are going to be. They're going to be a few unforced errors. Basically who's giving and who's taking, and we need to do the taking.
Right.
So.
Well, we wish you the best of luck this week with all of your matches.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. That wraps up another edition of Coach's Corner, brought to you by Fats Cafe with Coach Glenn Cox. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo. Thank you for watching.